What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. Seal, how's it going, bud?
Oh, it's fucking going, buddy. Anybody that's watching, actually, I think we only have YouTube now. So anybody
Yeah, pretty
that's
much.
watching or listening, you're gonna see that I got a nice little jersey. Started our brand new season tonight. I think in the history of Rec League, maybe three teams have ever won the first game as a free agent, new team into a league. It doesn't happen a lot. If it does, it was like a D2 bunch of kids that just hung around and kept hanging out with each other and stayed in
But
Akron.
like full free agency teams, I doubt it's probably ever happened. Where like you've
Oh
never
yeah,
met before? Yeah, fuck that.
yeah.
That's never
I
happened.
I knew one kid from my old league. Weren't on the same teams, never together. I met up with two other people the whole time. So literally going into this game all weekend, all early into the week, defense, hustle. That's what we can do. That's what we know we can contribute. We can play defense, we can hustle. We don't have to know each other to play man. We can play man on man, help defense, we'll be fine. No. We were down fucking 23 going into the halftime. We only had 17 points. They had 30 something.
Mm.
Like, hey, this isn't no, we had 14 points. They had 3. It was bad. But I was like, listen, offensively, I'm fine. 14 points. I've seen it happen in rec leagues before at halftime. That's fine. Down 23 at half, that's not fine. I've never been a part of that. And in high school, dumb shit, college, dumb shit, playing around at the what was it called? The rec center at UCF. We used to go up
It was
there.
just called the rec center, I think.
I've
It was
never.
called something, but
This was the worst loss I've ever had in anything. Like I don't think I've ever been 7-0 at open gym at like LA Fitness before. Like this was the worst loss I've ever had, and I was fine with it because in the second half our offense started showing up. We started getting stops, but to let them get almost 40 points in 20 minutes of basketball in the first game of the season when they only had 5 people, nah, can't happen. Like I was super frustrated, and then you have this fucking bomb come up to me. I played maybe 3 minutes the first half, right? I just wanted to sit back, see what kind of team I had. Go out there at the end of the half and, kind of get my legs warm. My knee was locked up all day long, so I kind of wanted to see what it was doing. Right when I got in, I took a shot from pretty much half court, hit the back rim. Tell me how the fuck I hit the back rim. And it felt great. Felt great. I hit the back rim. I was like, we're there. Next shot, hit right. I was on the left wing, hit right of the rim, so that was off completely. That was fucked. But other than that, I felt like I did good. You know me, I hustle my ass off. But we had this bum who played 5 minutes the first half, right? 2, 3. So I played the least amount of minutes in the first half. He came up to me. He's like, "Hey, I was kind of expecting to play more than 5 minutes a half." I was like, "There's only 20 minutes and a half. Do you think you deserve 20 minutes and a half?" He's like, "No, but at least 10." It's like, buddy, all right, cool. Second half comes, give him 10 minutes. He actually got a rebound. He got a steal sticking out his arm.
hey,
Ball
nice.
hits here. He grabs it. Travel. But hey, the still counted. Still counted. Dude's ass at basketball. Wanted to get basketball league. Voted to have 11 people on the fucking team. Complained at halftime about only having 4 minutes. I give the kid half the fucking second half. Comes up to me wanting to quit. Thought he was going to get about 20, 30 minutes a game. Buddy, you don't know basketball. Like I just literally played 5 minutes the whole fucking game, and the only thing I'm frustrated about is our defense. I'm not frustrated about playing time. He's like, dude, you're the captain. That's up to you. Not really. We're all grown ass men. If nobody wants to come out of the game, I'm not getting in. I can only say
Yeah,
so
right.
much. Like what the fuck am I gonna do? We both agree. If I've been playing for 2 minutes and somebody says, hey, Travis, hey, Brandon, come up, be like, hey, John Doe, suck my dick from the back. I just got in the game. Or even if I've been in for 20 minutes and I feel like playing another 20, suck my dick from the back. Who are you? We're grown people. We paid for this. We're good. Dude wants his money back. That happens all the time in rec leagues. I hear about it all the time, especially South Florida. You hear about it. You've talked about it. It's really hard as a free agent because people don't know, one, how long you're going to last on the team. Two, if you're actually going to even fucking pay the fees that are due. And as the captain, that's going to come out of my pocket. Like, what am I going to go up to everybody and be like, hey, I need everybody to send me $6. This guy just quit. No. So if you want to play rec league basketball, expect to be good and play or be bad and watch. It's only going to be one of the two. And if you think that you're good enough, don't sub out. Let your team lose every
Right,
fucking
exactly.
game. Have fun. Who cares? Like,
I've
it's
never
so frustrating, dude. The first time I'm a captain, it's just, and this was somebody who I had to ask multiple times for the money, and then he shorted me. He only sent me $100 instead of the 110 that was needed.
I've never so our captain has like if you sat and watched through our games, you wouldn't even know who the captain was for one thing. But like our captain doesn't like pick who starts. I never got told that I started, right? Like from day one, I walked out on the fucking court when they said it was ready for tip off. And that meant I was a starter because you've played at LA Fitness. If you think you're in the next five, you go fucking get out there, or else
Yep.
somebody else is gonna act like they're in that five and you're gone. So like from day one, I walked out for the tip, and so I've been a starter ever since because I always just don't even make eye contact with people. I just go out to fucking play basketball. And like we sub when luckily all of us are super cool and super chill and we all sub when we want to. But like when I'm on the sidelines, when I'm subbed out, if I see somebody that looks tired, I'll be like, "Yo, you good?" And if he says yes, I'm like, "All right." He said yes. Like whatever. Like I'm not over here trying to tell people to sub out. I look at somebody and if I can tell he needs to sub out, I'm like, "Yo, Joe Schmo, you good? You need to sub?" And if they say that they don't need a sub, I'm like, "All right, well, I'm here when you need me. We're just gonna fucking lose. That's your problem." Like like you said, we're all fucking adults. I just play the game, but I would never pay for something and then expect to have it back just because it didn't go my way. That's such a fucking 2023 attitude, and I can't imagine like that would
Yeah,
piss me off.
and the kid like hasn't played since college. I feel like he was on one of those what are they called? Intramural teams,
Probably,
and
yeah,
probably got flashbacks of that, of not being able to play. And I honestly think that he was expecting it to be some kind of rec, like a YMCA. Like when you think YMCA league, you think 40, 50-year-old dudes shooting with one hand, not really being able to. I think that's what he was expecting. Um, but it just sucks, dude. Like, and you know me, I'm a very, I wouldn't say high-tempered, but I don't have a filter. I don't hold back. I might not be angry, but if I'm frustrated, I'm gonna show that I'm frustrated. I'm not one of those people that's gonna be like, just play nice and then just think about it later. No, if I think you're a fucking bum for doing it, I'm be like, yo, you're being a fucking bum. Like, tighten up, put your panties on straight. Like, let's do this thing. And so that was my biggest fear coming into this as a captain, of having people who were going to go against the grain, and not even at halftime, bro. Game one, first person, dude. It sucks, dude. It really sucks because you know me. I love to play. I'm really competitive. I want to win every game, but at the same time, I'm not going to be in if I'm not 100% ready. Like if I'm
yeah.
shooting a shot on 70%, I can't shoot from half court. Like I can't shoot from like right two steps in a half court. I'm gonna have to be right fucking three line and jumping into my shot because my legs aren't there anymore. I'm not doing that. I'm not sacrificing that for the team. I'm a sub out for 3 or 4 minutes, catch my breath, and come back in. Like everybody on the team was doing that. I barely had to pull people out. Whenever they were saying come out, I was just you go in because there were four of us on the sidelines. You go for him. He wants to come out. Tell him your man. Like that's the most I did, and then set the starting lineup. And I felt like I was doing pretty good of not taking um like favors as the captain and making myself start, giving myself the most minutes. I sat around, I let everybody else start. I had a
Yeah.
whole different starting lineup in the second half that didn't include me. And then this dude's gonna come bitching at me for playing time. Like I agree with you and two other people on the team. I really want to say go fuck yourself. I really don't want to pay the dude. But it's just a public service announcement, honestly. Like if you have to play 20 minutes a game, just go play pickup ball.
Or get some
Like
friends and go
honestly,
join the fucking league. Like it's not it's open to everybody. Like whoever he plays with on
even if you're a
Tuesdays when
Steph
he's not.
Curry, like if you're the best person, if you're the best person at the court at all times, never expect going into a rec league playing 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That should never be expected. You should be like, "Oh, wow, they trust me." And take like a pat on the back for it, not be like, "Yeah, that's what the fuck I deserve." Shit's so annoying, dude.
Rec League is not about people that are good at basketball getting what they deserve. It's about people that are out of shape that still enjoy the game, trying to have fun. And yeah, if there's
Yeah.
somebody that's fucking amazing, they're probably going to play all 40 minutes because you still want to win. But it's not about that. Nobody cares that he's playing 40 minutes. Nobody cares what's happening. They're just like trying to win the game. Like,
Yeah, and I got two guys offensively that can put buckets up. I got a guy in Pablo who's literally a fucking Swiss Army knife who can
nice.
also go 40 minutes. You know, like he might not be the one that's going to put up 30, but he can get some steals. He can stay on defense. He can get some rebounds, and he can set some screens. Nice passes. Like we got a
Nice.
good foundation. We just got to have everybody buy in and play more together and gel. I don't
Yeah,
expect us
that
to be
just
in the
takes
playoffs this
time.
season,
Yeah.
but by the end of the season, we're not going to be losing by 20 to anybody. Like we got a nice uh frame
Core.
to work on. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's really all it takes when you're a group of free agents, dude. Like we lost our first season every game by double digits, I think. I mean, we might have had one that we only lost by like 6 or 7, but every game was double digits. We had one dude that was basically pussing out almost to your guys' level, but not quite because he at least stayed, but he was like he told us we still had like 4 games left in the season, and he was like, just so y'all know, I'm not coming back next year. This is not it. Like I'm this is not cool. And he started hero balling and shit, but at least he was still out there, like doing his thing. But once we finally got our core 7 that were like, yo, we're in this for the long fucking haul, we haven't lost by 20 in 3 seasons. Like we do our
Yeah.
thing now because you start to learn the people around you, and everybody can play basketball. People might not be able to play basketball well, but you just if you are good at basketball, you can play with somebody that's not that good at basketball. As long as he doesn't do stupid shit like foul or travel or double dribble and shit like that. Like if he understands basketball to the point of like, I know what basketball is, I just suck at it. Me, and I'm not even saying I'm good, but I'm smart. I can play with a dude
Yeah.
like that. I can make that shit work. Like you go be sucky over there. I can make that work. But
Yeah.
like you just have it just takes time to gel.
But my thing is you got to be real with yourself, right?
Right.
To be real with others. Like this next week, there's this guy that I had start. He told me he was a facilitating point guard and all this stuff. He had 3 turnovers. He's older than me. He can't move as well, you know. Like, yeah, probably 15 years ago, you were really good, but time's starting to catch up. I'm not gonna have him start next week, and uh, uh, I already see and hear what's gonna come off of it. But like it is what it is. Like the starting 5, I feel like in a rec league should be the people who are going to get you there, and that kind of sets the precedence of the core of the team, and then
Yeah.
everybody comes is as needed. But it's hard to tell a 37-year-old grown man, I'm gonna need you to not play as much as you've played your whole life, you know. So that's the difficult part as the captain. And a shout out to Carlos to not give a fuck. Whoever wants to get on the court, get on the court. I'm not that type of person. If I can see a better way for us to have a chance to win, I'm gonna try to exploit that and not just say fuck it.
I mean, we try to win. Our best, luckily, like I said, it's more about all 7 of us understand who we
And
are.
you are real
Like
with
you said,
yourselves, yeah.
yeah, like we understand who we are. We're true to ourselves. And the 2 people that are probably the 2 worst on the team, they go straight to the bench when the ref blows the whistle after warm-ups. They know, like they're like, we're here to sub in, like
Yeah.
that's straight. And one of our guys, he could start if he wanted to. He just doesn't have any offensive skills. He's like Lou Dort, basically. He's a baller on defense. We need him out there, but we're playing 4-on-5 on offense when he's out there. So
Yeah.
he's our
But
sixth
if Lou
man,
Dort can get to a spot every time, he
right?
can put up 30 points a game. We've
He
seen that happen.
he's our 6th man, and when he comes in, like it's great because he comes in and just jumps every fucking pass. He's going hard because he knows he's only gonna play for like
See,
4 or 5 minutes.
that's my thing. I don't need you to give me 20 points on a play defense. Like tonight,
Yeah,
I'm fucking running down. I see that my buddy Keaton's slow on rotation. Will's getting beat. So I'm trying to run as fast as I can, knowing I'm not going to get there to get to the dude's layup in time. But they both just watched. Like they both had a chance to at least foul the dude, and neither one jumped at all. And I was like, what the fuck? Literally yelled it.
that's why
And
we
the
play
other
zone, dog.
the
Man,
other
it's
team was
fucking
like,
hard.
hey, come up, and I'm like, look at my team. I'm like, yo, listen, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm sorry I was like cussed at you. I was like, but if anything, put a fucking hand on him. Act like you're playing defense. Don't just say,
Oh, I grabbed so
ole.
many fucking people that are running by me.
Dude, it was the most annoying thing in the world. And I'm like, listen, we can lose by 20, but not like that. That's not how we're losing. We're not olaying. I was so pissed.
Yeah, if it's late in the game and I'm tired because that's when I'm the most tired, and somebody's about to breeze behind me, I'll just fucking hold them. I don't give a fuck. Like, it's not a clear
Yeah.
path. We have
I
a
went up to
center
the
down
dude
there.
the guy who made me the captain of the free agency team. He came up to me. He's like, yo, who did you say that to? I was like, my teammates, bro. They fucking olayed. I was like, why you give me a bunch of kids that don't want to fucking grit? He's like, yo, this is gonna be rough. I was like, definitely if they're gonna fucking olay every time, because if they got inside, they went to the line maybe 3 or 4 times, and over half of their buck. This kid number 4 made like 4 threes, and that was it. Everything else was inside layups. And I was like,
Jeez.
yo, you gave me a team that doesn't even want to fucking play defense. You gave me a team that doesn't want to use 5 towels. I was like, I'm sorry I got frustrated. I'm gonna try to hold on to it, but this isn't what I expected. I was like, you know me, bro. I'm not the best dude on the court. I'm definitely not the quickest dude on the court, but ain't a motherfucker getting by me without feeling it. He was like, no, you right,
Why
you
can't you
right.
curse, dude? I fucking yell shit all the time. I yell what the fuck?
Yeah, it's
I
yeah,
yell that
it's
fucking
just one of their
sucks.
and if you get a tech, you have to sit out for 5 minutes.
I yell learn how to box the fuck out all the time. And that's just to whoever, fuck, whoever's listening. If the other team gets an offensive
Yeah,
rebound, I'm
nah.
like, box the fuck out.
So the the Bright Line trains down here. This dude traveled on the other team. I was like, you gotta purchase your Bright Line tickets before you travel, son.
Nice.
And the commit Don's boss came up to me. He's like, hey, I'm like, bro, that was funny. Get the fuck away from me.
Dude,
That was a
I
good
say
one.
shit to the refs. I say all kinds of shit, dude. I said
Yeah, I'm
something
always
stupid.
'cause I feel like if you're vocal, like if nobody on our team is vocal and you're flat, like why are you playing? So
Yeah,
if they just hear somebody chirping, just at least one person just chirping, having their back on like I do not
yeah.
stop. You see me in the IG lives.
That's me
I do
too.
not
Yeah,
shut my mouth the whole
that's me
fucking
too.
game. And I was so when I went to talk to Don about little fuckboy Steven, um, the his boss, this guy in the blue shirt, was talking to him about I gotta talk to the refs about the cussing. And I was like, "Are you talking about me yelling out fuck? What the fuck?" He was like, "Yeah, you should have got a tech." I was like, "I was talking to my own team." He's like, "You shouldn't be cussing on the court." I was like, "Dude, number one was talking shit to me the whole fucking time I was out there, and I was only out there for like 7 minutes. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you're a fucking bum. You're fucking trash. Oh, what's wrong with your fucking leg? What are you fucking hobbled?
Who
Like, just
cares?
cussing
You
me
should be
out
able
the
to
whole
say
time.
that. Who the
Exactly.
fuck cares?
Oh, well, there's families here. There's kids here. The only kid I told him straight, I was like, half the kids that are gonna be here are mine.
And who cares? Like, listen, this is the
You even know
fucking
about them
real
or not.
world. Like, you want a goddamn like Disney-fied piece of shit world, then go to fucking Disney. Like, this is the real
Yeah.
world. When people are being competitive and they're playing sports, they might curse. If you bring your fucking kid to a basketball court, you might, if you're that concerned, you might want to tell him, hey, some people are going to say some things that you can't repeat later. Like, say some shit then if you're that concerned. Like, it's so stupid,
I
dude.
just need to learn. I need to learn what the fuck and bullshit and like million or something, so I can just be like, "Ming dang dong," and they be like, "What the fuck is this kid doing?" I'm like, "You suck dick."
Then they'll think you're like being racist and they'll still give you a technical or some bullshit.
But is it not stupid that the one of the rules is if you get a tech, you got to sit out for 5 minutes of playtime? That's pretty dumb.
That is
Like,
pretty
no,
dumb.
they get 2 free throws in the ball. So they get
Yeah.
2 free throws. They don't even get the possession. If it's our possession, we still get it back. But whoever gets the tech has to sub out and sit for 5 minutes.
We had a dude, they didn't even give him a tech. We had a dude straight choke slam Carlos at the last playoff game. Two
Yeah, you told me.
possessions in a row. They did have him sit. Vic was about to fight him. I had to go hold Vic back. Um, and then and the ref was just like, "Hey, go sit down for 3 minutes." He didn't even give him a tech. He was like, "Go sit down for 3 minutes, and then you can come back on." But that was
So
just to cool him down.
the reason my buddy got a tech is because this dude that was twice the size as Zach. Like, Zach's tiny, right? And this dude, you could tell, is a young college little fucking frat boy that works out, does his thing. And but he like went in and kept shouldering into Zach. So at one point, Zach pulled the seat out and went to rip him, and the dude like kind of dipped, so he smacked the fuck out of him.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was bad. So the next possession down, Zach shoots over him, misses, and the dude's like, "Boy, you ain't shit." And Zach's like, "Oh, I'll smack the fuck out of you again. The fuck you talking about?" But the dude started it, saying, "You ain't shit." He said, "You ain't shit. You're fucking trash or something." And Zach like got it, stopped him, and got in his face like, "Yo, I'll fucking smack you again." And the ref called a tech on my dude. I was like, "Yo, dude's been tripping the whole time." Like they were doing the Tim Duncan shit.
Yeah.
Like they would just walk by under breath. That ain't it, boy. That was trash, boy. Just walking by under their breath, like the whole game to everybody. Everybody's telling me, yo, they're talking shit. They're talking shit. They're talking shit. I was like, they're young. Let it go. Right when I got in the game, I took that half court shot, missed it. Dude was like, yo, bro, you don't need to shoot that far. I'm like, yo, who the fuck are y'all? Like,
Yeah.
we don't know. Why are y'all doing that? Like, I will beat your ass right now.
I
Like,
talk
why
shit,
are we
dog.
doing this?
I talk shit so
And then, but I talk loud.
I do
Like
too. I say that
I
shit.
say, yo, Brightline ticket now. You're traveling. Like, what the fuck did the AC just turn on? Why are you airballing? Like,
I
I
say
do
let
that.
him shoot. I say let him shoot all the fucking time. I'm like, let
He
him
with
shoot.
us.
We're
He with
good.
us. He with us. Let him shoot. I do that. I'm not calling you a fucking bum. I'm not calling you a bitch. I'm not saying you fucking suck. We play this team again October 18th. I'm
Nice.
going to foul out. I'm probably going to get a tech. I'm going to foul out. Absolutely. Like with like 3 minutes left, I'm a fucking just right when somebody goes up, I'm just gonna fucking plaster them.
You guys all just sound like bum asses, dude. We talk shit all the time. We talk to refs. We talk to whoever. Nobody fucking cares. It's adults. We're in
But
a
they're
fucking
not.
adult rec
Nah,
league.
it's you don't talk shit like to the person like who I don't know you. Why are you gonna call me a fucking
No, but
bum? I mean they
I'll
didn't.
like I'll tell refs that they're like blind. I'll tell refs like, hey, you need me to go get my glasses out the bag for you. I say shit all the time. Like that would
Well, yeah,
give
but you're not
techs
gonna
and
tell
shit.
a fucking your player that another player like yo, you're a fucking bum. Yo,
Nah,
you're
I mean I
fucking
don't do that
trash.
anyway.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Like, you have respect for the game, you have respect for the people, and this team was just a whole bunch of young. I think the oldest dude was probably like 23. Just a bunch of young punks. We'll play them again. And I didn't play for shit tonight, and that's not happening ever again. Not in this league.
It shouldn't happen in any league. Just go fucking have fun. Have a good time. You're paying $100 to go out there and play basketball. Go play basketball.
Yeah, that's the plan. I just can't take the ball, bro. My left arm, like with everything going on, it's so bad. Like right when I went to my left twice, they tried to steal it. I was able to bring it back, but it wasn't like that. It was like it was bad. It was horrible.
My shit's getting pretty good. I went out to the court yesterday because normally Tuesday's game day, and the website said that the league starts the 12th, but I guess ours didn't. I don't think the entire league started. I think it was just that was probably when it started last year, and so they just threw the same date on there or something. Because the end of the tournament was just this past Saturday, so I think they were trying to give people a week off. It just they didn't tell us, I guess. So but anyway, so I go out there to the courts, and I had Courtney stand. So I basically most of the time played two guards. So I was standing on the wing on the three, and I had her stand where the point guard would stand, and I cut in and just she'd pass it, and I shoot a mid range, and I did that on both sides. And then I had her stand in the post on the block, and I did the same thing. She passed it out from the post, and I probably made like it was weird because for whatever reason I was locked in on that fucking shot, which I've always been okay at mid range, even when I was bad, which is right now. But I probably made 22 out of 25 or so of those. And then I was like, all right, cool. I'm feeling good. Let me shoot 25 threes from the top for our little shooting thing. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, but the little shooting thing that me and Still do. And I made 5 out of 25. So it's like, fuck. Like when I get to the three,
But I
they
feel
were
like
all straight. All 25 of them were straight. 20 of them hit the front rim. Literally
yeah, I feel
all I
like
did was make it or hit the front rim. And I was like, that's because I was fucking tired, for real. I knew that one.
your shot was always either at the high post, at the free throw line, getting that pick, either going left or right. But you were
Yeah.
always able to sit there and just fucking sink and
Well,
pop
that's
that
what
bitch. That was always
that's what I did
that was
when
always
she
your
was
shot.
passing me the ball. When she was passing me the ball, I was in that spot, the extended free throw line, just whoop, whoop. But for some reason, when I get out to the three, my legs just don't get under me. But I did work out legs at lunch, and then I had already done my like shooting drills before the shooting. But I was just happy that they were all straight. Literally, not a single one missed left or right. It was all either a make or short.
Yeah.
I was like, that's straight. I can handle that. Missing one way.
I only shot
good.
twice tonight. One from pretty much like a step in from half court, and that was straight on. I thought it was great. It felt great, and I barely back rimmed it. And then my second shot from the left wing, that shit went right. It barely touched the front of the rim.
The only half court shot I've taken in our leagues was actually when I was helping out with that Sunday league, and I got in and we were already down. Literally, we were down like 35 points, and I got in after like 7 minutes. I don't really know what happened, but I got the ball and I was just walking it up and just straight crossed half court and just whoop. I was like, I'm not letting this shit happen. But it did the same thing. It hit the back rim, and I was like, well, at least I know I'm feeling good. So we're about to get on.
I mean, you know me back shit when we were going to 24-hour fitness. That's when I've had my legs and shit. I was able to shoot from a good 27, 28, like consistently.
Yeah.
Being able to pull it, but now it's a lot more arms. Like I changed it because I always had that right arm out and just able to flick, but I don't have that. I don't do this all the time anymore with the 10-pound weight like we always used to do with Keenan and David and all those Hill boys. But I don't have those equipments anymore, so this isn't as strong. So I gotta throw that bitch up. So I fucking come under now, but it's still pretty much there, just not as deep. And the deeper I go, the uglier it gets. Because the more I gotta fucking arm that shit nowadays.
But I'm definitely starting to get
when
it back.
I do that shit,
I would advise anyone
awesome.
listening.
You got anything else about
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell my own little PSA. Anybody listening that is just graduating college or is just graduating high school and not planning on going to college, if you think you would want to ever be in an adult rec league sport, whether it be basketball, baseball, football, I don't fucking care, soccer, just do something. If you take 10 years off, you ain't it no more, dog.
Exactly.
You don't have any of that shit that you had before. I took 10 years and I started from square fucking one. Seal has never seen me be this bad. By the time I met Seal, I had been playing since I was 6 years old. So like I had it all down. I am literally playing like Chris Kaczewski right now. Like that's my comp. If I was doing an NBA draft and I had a comp, it would be Chris Kaczewski right now. It's so sad, but it's coming back.
All I can do is shoot threes from out of
I
bounds.
can't even do that. I'm literally Chris Kaczewski. I'm fast and can play some defense even though I don't know what I'm doing. That's all I could do, just Chris Kaczewski stuff.
The only layups I make nowadays are in the layup line. The only floaters I make are in practice because I don't do them in the game because I don't drive anymore. Like I am literally a one-trick pony right now. It's crazy.
That's how I started. But last season
I almost wore the headband. Oh fuck, what's his name? Hertha. What's his name? Not Jakob Pertl, but Hertl. For the Hawks.
Kevin Hertl?
Kevin Hertl. He has the headband over his ears.
Yeah.
I almost wore one like that tonight because that's my comp now. I just stand around, play 15 minutes, shoot 5 threes, and go back to the bench. It was
crazy. That was me last season. I probably did, but I can't remember. I don't think I made a single three. All of my made buckets were floaters or layups this past season. Every single one of them.
But yeah, you're right.
So now I just got to put the two together.
Yeah. Once you get out of college and you become an adult and start adulting, stay active. And if you are in a league, expect 10 minutes and be grateful anything extra.
Don't expect shit. Go out there and have fun. Yeah. Fuck. At least you know you're on the court, dude. Go out to fucking one of these LA courts out here and start your stopwatch and see when you finally get on the fucking court.
I want to take Steven to LA so bad. The LA here is nice. Like the kids are nice. Like it's like 24-hour was, bro. It's fucking nice.
Yeah, you're not ever gonna get on the court. You're just not gonna get on the court. So Play rec,
It's
have
crazy.
fun. You'll get on the court a little bit. All right, but let's talk a little bit about real world sports because football season is back, baby.
Yeah,
And
not Aaron Rodgers.
all the Florida team. Well, Rodgers was back, but all the Florida teams are undefeated right now.
Yes, sir.
It's weird. So let's start with my team because people on the podcast are going to sit here and go, "Yo, you don't get to talk about your team being 1-0. You had low hopes. You've been talking about Caleb Williams. Let me tell you, I'm a little bit upset that we won the fucking game because I still know that Baker's not it, but this is a really deep fucking draft. And listen, if Baker or Trask or whoever can get us to next year or a couple years down the road, salvaging this dumb fuck division that we have, let's go grab some linemen. Let's go grab some defensive dudes. I'm straight. But I'm mostly upset about our fucking ownership group. They've been known as being the worst in football. Well, now the worst because Dan Snyder had to sell the team.
Officially.
But they don't spend money. They don't try to win, essentially. We lucked into a win with a great defense, and then Tom wanted to come to Florida. So those are our 2 Super Bowl wins. But they decided that, well, first of all, Tom was too expensive.
That's why y'all looked into this one with a great fucking defense.
I know, right?
Like y'all's team is not bad. So
our team is really good.
Let me cut off for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Most teams that lose the best player on the team end up sucking because everybody else is on the end of their contract and gets shipped off into free agency, or they end up just getting traded because they can't afford them anymore. That didn't happen. Literally, I'd say 45% of the Super Bowl winning team is still on roster, and 100% of that, 100% or 90% of that's on defense. You got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin on the offense, but literally everybody on the defense is still there. It's still a great fucking. So when you get a rookie in Bryce Young, all Baker's got to do is get one stiff arm and a first down, and you're probably going to win that fucking game. And it happened. He said,
"Stiff arm,
get the weight room, son.
Get the weights up, boy.
Get the weights up, boy." But if you guys can get 21 points on the board, you're going to win that division because you only play the Saints twice, and they're probably, if you only get 21 points on the board against the Saints, 1, that's a moral victory. 2, Derek Carr look good, baby. So I
picked the Saints.
Going to be enough.
I picked the Saints to win the entire division, but the Falcons looked fine, but it was against the Panthers. Don't buy into that fucking hype. They're going to play a hard team here in a minute.
Oh yeah, the Falcons played the Panthers.
The Falcons looked amazing. Bijan looked great. I'm glad I drafted him. You over here calling him third string. Bijan looked fucking good. So I'm happy.
That was just my sources.
But anyways, back to the Glazers real quick. If you have Mike Evans.
Who did y'all play?
We played Minnesota. If you have Mike Evans.
Oh yeah, that was so.
He's your greatest offensive player in history. Like literally, as a Buccaneer, obviously Tom Brady's the GOAT, but he played for us for 2 years. So as a Buccaneer, he's your best offensive player of all time. He comes out and he says, "I want to retire a Buccaneer. That is my goal. I want to be on the same team forever." You do it. Now listen, if we were one piece away from the Super Bowl and we thought Mike Evans is too old, which is not true, but if we thought that and we were like, we can get rid of him for 1 or 2 first-round draft picks and a player, all right, then it starts to make sense. But when you just say, no, we're not going to do it, which basically means we're going to franchise tag you at the end of this year, and we're about to see if you're going to hold out or not, because he's going to have another consecutive 1,000-yard season. We know he's going to do that, which means he's not going to hold out next year because he's going to have the most 1,000-yard seasons in a row to start his career, and he's not going to end that. And that's what they're doing. They're fucking playing chicken with your best player, your hometown hero, and I fucking hate it. Don't play chicken with dudes like that. Just give them what they deserve, and let's move on. It pisses me off.
And that brings me to the point of what are we going to do in a couple of years when all of these contracts get stupid and we have these teams like the Buccaneers, who I honestly feel like that 2 years of Tom saved them from trying to exit the league, trying to sell. Like, this is going to be an ownership that tries to sell very soon. A lot of teams make a lot of money off of everything. What Tampa makes money off of is the whole league's revenue TV share and the whole
Yep.
league's revenue jersey share. And they just hope to God somebody shows up to their games to where they can kind of make some money on concessions and shit. But anybody who's knows numbers in any kind of way can see that Tampa loses money every single fucking year when it comes to home games. They would probably have 16 away games a year if they could and have one home game to open up the season.
Well, we can't all be the London darlings that the
let's just be real.
Jaguars are.
Hey, shut the fuck up. We've been a team that sucked with people showing up to the games. We had to put fucking blockings on our fucking seats so our capacity would go down so we weren't having the blackout thing happen back when the blackout shit was going on about
Blackouts
15 years ago.
Stupid.
It doesn't happen anymore. Thank God they got rid of that. But remember those days? The Jaguar Stadium and the team had to decide to put tarps over 10,000 seats. So our percentages of ticket sales to occupation was enough over the, what was it, like 40% line to where we wouldn't get blacked out. Like, that's sad. Tampa's dealt with that their whole existence. Like, at least we had like a good 8 years. You guys have had 2 and 3. Randy Johnson. That was
Brad
the pitcher.
Johnson.
Brad Johnson. Never forget. John Gruden.
That was our 2. We've only had 2 good years.
We got to talk about Tony Dungy too. He's that guy.
Well, yeah.
He got that team to where they were, and then they just fucked them over. And then they just fucked them over, and the next year they won a Super Bowl. But like,
we have a pirate ship, so.
But like, what are they gonna pay him? Fucking $17 million a year the next couple of years when that's their profits. That's his extra $5-6 million he's gonna get is literally digging into the minimum profits that they're gonna get this season. Like, you're okay with that?
Yeah. I buy their fucking products. I'm helping them out. Fuck them.
Me too. Fuck the old white man. Me too. That's a beautiful jersey you got there, son.
I am. So let's.
But no, I really feel like the Bucks are a team that needs to get rid of their ownership. That's going to be one of the next people to come, not because of any dumb shit that's going on with Washington and all that stuff.
Bad people.
They're not Daniel Clippers, the LA Clippers, and doing all that weird
Donald
shit.
Sterling.
But Donald. But it's just a team that can't give what's needed in the new age of football. You have to be able to spend $100 million a year on a roster, and this is just a team that is not willing to do it, and it's become very obvious in that, like, I'm not a Bucks fan, except for the fact that you're my best friend and I root for them because of that. But I love Mike Evans as a football player, and he deserves to get what he wants. If he wants to leave the team and go play for the Jets, he deserves to be able to go play for the Jets. If he wants to be a Buck for the rest of his life, he deserves to be a fucking Buck for the rest of his life. If he wants to make $25 million a year, he deserves it. Like, that team has never seen anybody like him that wants to do Warren Sapp.
Yeah,
because he kind of got stuck there and won a championship.
Guys, that's why I made sure to say. But
people don't remember Warren Sapp wanted to get traded at least once, maybe twice.
He did get traded when he was old and fat and done.
Yeah, but he was trying to get the fuck away from there. They won a Super Bowl. He goes down here and then finally gets traded. Like, another guy that's always wanted to get out of there. Rondé Barber, I think, is probably the only one that really was always go Bucks, don't want to leave here. But
McFarland
other than that,
was a Buck forever, I think. Well, no, I think the end of his career he was a couple of other places. But Derek Brooks, like, we had some good dudes.
Yeah, but you don't get that.
But
John Lynch wanted to get paid, let him go. Like, you can't do that to Mike Williams. Literally, it's not recently. When you think about Tampa, you think about defense. And now you're going to think about Tom Brady coming there for a year and winning a Super Bowl.
Right.
But other than that, Mike Evans is the best offensive player this team has ever seen. And all he wants is to get $17 million for the next 4 years so he can retire a Buck. Bro, like,
it's just frustrating that I feel like, and I guess I could be just using my bias of everything I've seen in the past 34 years against them. But it sounds like they're going, oh, you want to be a Buck forever? We'll allow that if you let us underpay you and just like fuck you around and pull you around, and that's what pisses me off more so than the fact that they won't pay them. It's the fact that they're using
He was
his loyalty against him, which is fucking ridiculous. I hate
he
it.
was the first one to take the pay cut when Tom Brady got there to get Gronk and all the other pieces
Yeah.
in. He was the
Yep.
first one to take the pay cut.
Yeah, and now he just wants to get a little bit of money if they could hook him up, and they don't want to. It's fucking ridiculous. I hate it.
Yeah, that's where Roger Dale should come in and be like, you have to sell. You're being ignorant. You have to sell. Like, everybody knows me. I hate laziness. I hate ignorance. Don't be ignorant. Sell the fucking team. Like, if you're
Right.
not going to do that, you have to sell. That's got to be in the clause of ownership. Can't
Yeah.
be ignorant.
That'd be awesome. All right, but anyways, we still got the win. So even though I talk a lot of shit and saying I want them to lose, on Sunday I'm always cheering for them to win. So I was very happy that we won. I hope we can continue that. But the rest of the Florida teams also did awesome. So let's shift to your team. Like we all had close games too, which was pretty crazy for the Florida teams. But you got to face a rookie, and let's start there just for the real quick Colts, because we don't need to talk about the Colts. But Richardson looked better than I thought. He was probably one of the better rookie quarterbacks in week 1.
He did. He looked good. The first series, they didn't let him do anything. Second series, they let him take one run on a second down. He got a first down. They threw it 3 times. Got off with a punt. Every possession after that, he ran at least 50% of the possession that they had, until he just got clobbered. Like, he was thinking he was out there against college boys.
Yeah.
And it came out, Trevor told him after the game, like, yo, you got a bright future. Just protect yourself. Like, that's the most important thing. And it showed. And, like, yeah, it was 31-21. It could have been 31-28 if they would have got that touchdown there at the end. It was a little close, but everybody's like, oh, y'all ain't shit. Y'all are 7th in the power rankings now, but y'all barely beat the Colts. But it's the way they did it, right? Like, what the Jaguars are used to doing, be like, oh, no, we're down against the Colts. We're going to lose in Indy again. So let's just freak out and fold. No, this team said we're the Jacksonville fucking Jaguars. It's a new day. We're going to win in Indy for the first time in 6 fucking years. We're going to come back from behind and end up winning by 10. Like, that's the difference. Like, all these people that are brand new to the Jaguars and shit, yeah, oh, you barely won against the Colts. But it's the way we never do. This is why we don't win the division, is because we have a better team. We just don't close. The last 2 out of the last 3 games we played, we've been able to come back and close. The Chargers, 27-0, almost came back against the Chiefs, barely lost, and then the Colts came back from a 10 down, came back to win. So I'm okay. We play the Chiefs next week. They got Chris Jones back. We'll see about Travis Kelce, but I mean, yeah, I'm okay. Nobody else in the league that we play this year. I don't think we play Baltimore, but there's not another quarterback that does what Anthony Richardson's able to do besides Lamar, really. And even then, the Colts have way better receivers than the Ravens do right now. I'm not sold on Zay, and all Odell seems to be able to do is pick up pass interference penalties for the offense. So, like, I'm not sold on that receiving core. Nothing that told me week 1 and anything from last year makes me confident in that. So I think we're fine going through the rest of the season with the quarterback play. And all kudos to Anthony Richardson, former Gator. He looks like he'll definitely be able to be dynamic in this league as long as he stops trying to truck linebackers. Like, that's never a good idea, especially when you try to go head up and you have another one coming from your left. You should probably just slide. And I think he's going to learn that. I think they're going to beat that tape into him this week and just show him that play over and over and over and over. And be like, you got an extra 1.5 yards, and you were out the rest of the game. We'll take that 3rd down and 2 instead of the 1st down all day long.
They should splice video of him running, and then right when he's about to get hit, put Jakobi Meyers in there and show that Jakobi Meyers hit.
Yo, shout out to Jakobi Meyers, bro. That boy
Prayers up to. Is he good now? Is he practicing? He was walking around the sideline.
He was worried about that right now.
He was walking around the sideline.
But that was a nice. Yeah, I know. I saw that. That was really nice bounce back. People always talk about Zay Jones for the Jaguars, who was really, like, called off. Little known fact: leading college receptions leader I shouldn't have said leading at first. That was stupid. College receptions leader all time ever for NCAA football.
Where did he go?
In college?
Alabama?
East Carolina.
East Carolina.
Guess
Okay.
who his quarterback was? Gardner fucking Minshew. So the number 2 receiver, East Carolina. Guess who his quarterback was? Gardner fucking Minshew. For at least a season, both of them. But I don't know. It was probably only one season.
Gardner Minshew went to Wazoo, didn't he? He didn't go to East Carolina.
He went to East Carolina first, transferred to Wazoo, got the start because old dude. We all know what happened. RIP, sad times. Mental health is always important, but we all know what happened there. So he came in there and really helped Washington State out a lot. But yeah, when he did start out at East Carolina, and yeah, Zay Jones and the other dude, number 2. He was there from like 11 to 14, and Zay Jones was like 14 to 17 or some shit. But so I guess 2014, Gardner was the quarterback. But yeah, number 1 and number 2, East Carolina. Gardner Minshew 3 touchdowns to both those guys.
Nice.
But yeah, he has the most receptions all time in college. And I don't know if you saw that catch, but he has definitely
touchdown. Yeah, it was nice.
2 of the best 5 catches in the last 2 seasons, if not all time.
Like, dude, that Garrett Wilson
those touchdown
catch was nice too, though.
It fell into his lap. Like, come on, Zay had to go up, get it, and then like so the one last season, I think it was against the Chargers. It was like the same thing. It was like anything that much. Anybody can fall down and let a fucking football fall into their lap and do this.
It was still nice awareness, but no, I have Zay Jones on my fucking fantasy team because of last year's catch, and now this year I'm like, all right, we're good. He's on my bench still, but he's on there for a reason.
Yeah, he did it again. Our defense, our offensive play calling, I'm praying to God it was so conservative because we play the Chiefs next week, and we didn't want to show any habits. I hope we went in looking at each other and said, we're going basic and we're going to beat the fucking Colts. They're not shit. Right. We're a better team. We're a top tier team in the AFC. There's a reason they should beat us on the basic package. We ain't showing shit. And next week we're going, because if we do the same shit next week, 31-45 Chiefs, because we're going to have to go deep. We're going to have to do way more than we did this week. We can't be nilling the ball going into the half with 25 seconds left. We're going to have to try to do something. If you watched that Dolphins-Chargers game, they had 9 seconds left in the half, ended up getting a field goal out of that, won by 2. Yeah, that field goal at the end of half was the fucking difference. If you remember 2017, Doug Marrone Jaguars knelt the ball, should have tried to advance in the second quarter before half, ended up losing the fuck ass game. So as a Jaguar fan, you want to be aggressive. You want to be able to go up when you can. And Press Taylor is about half a foot out the door if he doesn't open shit up next week. We're so good on that. We will go right back to a Super Bowl winning coach running the offense if we have to. Like I'm not here to deal with that shit. I don't give a fuck who brother is, what he does over in Cincy. If you're going to run the ball on 3rd and 6 every time, you're going to get the fuck out of Jacksonville really quick. It was really bad play calling that kept us. We should have won by 30. Right. But the play calling was absolutely atrocious. So hopefully we were just staying basic because of the team we're playing next week.
That makes sense.
To lose to the Lions, they're going to come out firing. They're going to try to show the NFL.
They got Chris Jones back. They're going to get Kelsey back most likely.
Yep.
It's going to be nasty.
And they're going to come out with about 25,000 chips on each shoulder. It's going to be at home again. We're playing in Arrowhead. They just lost. So the fans are going to be crazy. It's going to be a fun game, but also this is going to be our test to let us know where we are as a team. But I'm excited for it. This is, like I've already said in the last couple of weeks, first year we have anticipation going into the season. I think 5 years ago we were the number 1 ranked team in the league, power rankings wise, and we won 2 more games the whole season. 1 more game the whole season. We ended up with 3 fucking wins. So this isn't that. This is different. We know that. So we'll see where we're at this weekend. And also at the same time, the Browns won, the Bills lost, Like the AFC is wide ass
Yeah.
open. It
The
seems like
Bills
after week
lost, the
one.
Chiefs lost, the Bengals
Yeah,
lost. It was all crazy. So,
yeah,
so
the leading teams in the AFC right now are like the Jets and the Jags.
right.
What?
Yeah,
That's
it's crazy
crazy.
because the NFC went 3-0 against the AFC this week, and two of them were going to be obvious. The 49ers beat the Patriots, and the Eagles. No, the Eagles beat the Patriots. The 49ers beat the
Eagles,
Steelers. Um,
49ers. The
yeah, but
Steelers.
those two were the top two teams in the NFC, so
Like
we knew that was going to happen.
stepchild beat.
The Lions did their thing against the Chiefs. So the NFC went 3-0, which is super cool. Everybody knows that the AFC is actually better than the NFC, but when you get your two matchups being the Eagles and the 49ers, that's pretty tough. But yeah, so we're both 1-0. We get to host the Bears next week, so there's a that we better be 2-0. There's a real potential. I almost went and grabbed the Buccaneers defense just because, but I actually doubled down and went and grabbed the Giants defense because they looked so bad against the Cowboys. They have to bounce back. That's what I'm thinking. And they're playing Arizona. That's the main reason.
Dude,
But I'm like, they have to bounce back. Arizona's literally
real quick.
trying to lose.
Hey, shout out to the Bears front office for how fast they traded that first round pick, that first overall pick to the Panthers last season. Like, so many experts were fucking flabbergasted by what happened to Green Bay and
Yeah.
Jordan Love. And I'm like, they were the worst team. And then finally on Monday, Tuesday, like they're coming out on ESPN, like, well, they were supposed to be. I'm like, yeah. Like, what the fuck did you motherfuckers? They didn't do shit. They got a receiver.
Yep.
That's it. That I fucking picked up in my DFS and didn't win any money because of it. Him and Lamar Jackson.
Oh,
Good job, guys. But yeah, like these people just seem to forget that they were the worst team in the league last year overall, and it was by a wide margin. And this is with a team that has the Houston Texans going against them for their worst
oh,
in draft. They ended up with the second worst. This is a team that had the Panthers that had maybe what five quarterbacks start last year that
something
traded
like
up.
that.
No,
Yeah.
the Panthers with the next one in Justin Fields were the worst team last year, and they showed exactly why on Sunday. I don't see why anybody's surprised. The NFC with the fucking Kirk going down, the offense not being able to get going. The NFC is wide open, and I feel like the AFC as well. You literally could have the fucking Browns come out and win that. Like, there's no reason they should lose to the Steelers twice,
Right.
right? There's no reason they shouldn't go out and get at least one win, like against the Bengals, or
Well, they already
another.
did against
Wait,
the Bengals.
yeah, a one win against the Ravens. They already got one win. So if they can get 3-4 wins in that division, they should be able to solidify it, and that's going to get them a spot already. They're looking really good. The AFC East with Aaron Rodgers going down, who we both agreed was the best division going into it, with Aaron Rodgers going down with what the Bills did,
It looks like Miami, if
that
Tua
may
if
be the
Tua's
worst
healthy for
division,
17 years, 17 years,
bro.
17 games, that's a wrap. Literally, if Tua
Yeah,
plays 17 games, I will
yeah.
tell you right now, there's a 100% chance Miami wins the division if Tua
Absolutely.
plays
And even
17.
if he does, that could still be the worst. Like they could be the only team in that division worth a shit. Like if
Yeah,
the Bills can't get it together, there's not a team in the history of the league that can go off of having a secondary and a running quarterback. You have to
right.
be able to stop the run. You have to be able to run the ball. You have to be able to pass the ball. They couldn't do any of those the other day. You couldn't pass too much on them, but at the same time, you were just getting fucking
Yeah.
gashed in the run game. You were getting fucking minus 15 yards of possession, punting the ball. It was rough to watch. And I like Josh Allen. I like the way the Bills
He's
play.
my
That was just
fantasy
really
quarterback.
rough. It was really rough to watch. And hey, shout out to the Jets defense. Shout out to Reed, who I don't think anybody heard two words about, even in the fucking HBO Hard Knocks shit going on because of Sauce Gardner. But that number 4 Reed guy
Mm,
is a
yeah.
problem. He almost had 3 picks. Had 2. Almost had 3. He just fell out of bounds on the third one. Like the dude is a fucking problem. And then you got that defensive line, like that. The Bills. It could be going up week 1 against one of the best defenses in the
Right.
league, or it also could be they're still in the past like we talked about last year and they won't change. And if that's the case, that team might win 9-10 games.
Yeah, it's
Maybe.
possible that they could
Which
just
is
suck.
crazy.
Yeah.
So the AFC could be just as wide open. Like if the Browns were able to get a top 3 fucking playoff seed,
That
that'd
would
be
be
crazy.
nuts, dude. All right,
And it
so
could happen.
some rapid fire questions for you. Not really rapid fire questions because I don't ask things fast, but just quick answers. Who's the best week 1 overreactions here? Who's the best defense in the league? Dallas, New York Jets, San Francisco, or you could pick somebody else. I mean, you could say whoever you want, but
I'm gonna say the Jets. Dallas is gonna be it's gonna be one of those things like they played a JV team and looked really good. I'd going into the season I didn't have high hopes. Have high hopes.
Yeah, that was a nice little accent you
Yeah.
had going on there.
On the Giants going into this season. I think Daniel deserved the contract. I don't think he turned the leaf over. And I really don't think Saquon is what Saquon was, and they didn't do too much, really, honestly.
Right.
So I felt like they were going to be a bad team this year in the NFC. I didn't expect that, but they also looked like my team looked like last night. Like they've never played together. Like they've never had a practice together. And that happens sometimes in week 1, but 40-0 is going to make the other team look damn good. I'd be damned if the Dallas Cowboys defense gives up 39 fantasy points again. I don't think they're going to get 2 pick sixes in a game for the next 3 years again. Like what happened was cool for the Cowboys. I mean, for it to happen against the Giants was amazing for that franchise. They're going to sell a lot more tickets in the next couple of weeks because of that. But I don't think that is as like much of a aha.
Yeah.
To me, I don't think the Cowboys are going to be that lit at the end of the season. And I saw maybe Bleacher Report, Barstool, whatever the fuck it was, when they do the tiers, they had San Francisco and the Cowboys as the juggernauts. No. San Francisco to me is the only real juggernaut in this league. Dallas just got put up against a shorter mirror and looked really tall against their opponent.
Well, Dallas, I think my interpretation of Dallas, I agree with you 100% everything you said. When I think of Dallas, and this is the way they've been for years, if you let them get 2 touchdowns ahead, if you let them get 2 touchdowns ahead, they're going to beat you by 4 touchdowns. If you keep it close or if you make them play from behind, their defense is not that good. They're good. They have Micah Parsons. They have Trayvon Diggs. They have great players. They are good. Don't get me wrong. But if you let them play from ahead, they're unstoppable. The Jets showed they can play in a close game. The 49ers didn't have to, but we've seen it in the past. They can play in a close game. Dallas, part of that's Dak, part of that's Mike McCarthy. Neither of those 2 guys play defense. But when the defense is in a close game, they are not near as good as when they have the lead. If you let them pin their ears back and just run at their quarterback, they are the best defense in the league. But overall, they're just not. And the other team, I wanted to wait till you got back to the bathroom or from the bathroom.
Oh no, real quick. I didn't even think about that real quick with because the 2 best players on that defense on Cowboys is going to be Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs.
Right.
If you let both of them boys just go after it,
just play free.
Yeah. If Micah knows you're fucking passing every single down, you're fucked. If Trayvon knows he's going to have a chance at interception every down, you're fucked. I didn't even think about that until you mentioned that when I was walking out. But yeah, that definitely had to add on to their playing style going in up fucking 17-0.
They're the best snowball defense of this season for sure. But the other team I want to say to keep an eye on, because one, Philly might be regressing. I'm not sure. Or 2, New England's actually a good defense. But I'm saying look out for New England's defense.
Yes.
They do have Bill Belichick. They did slow down Philadelphia, who, mind you, was in the Super Bowl, should have won the Super Bowl if they didn't make a lot of dumb shit mistakes for 2 free touchdowns to the Chiefs back-to-back. But New England stopped them. Now, I don't know if Mac Jones is that good. I don't know what's going on. But New England's defense was able to control a lot of that game. and it
Finally.
should have been a blowout, and it wasn't because of that defense. So I don't know
because
that
of
New
their
England's going to be
coach.
that good. They're not better than Tua, or they're not better than Miami. But if Tua gets hurt, obviously we already know Rodgers is hurt. If the Bills are what they were in Week 1, that defense could do some things. So just keep a lookout for the Patriots defense as well.
Listen,
Yeah,
real quick. There's not another team in the league that's going to go down 17-0 and just be able to go into the locker room and stop them coming in besides the Bill Belichick coach staff.
yeah,
I'm telling you right now, if the Eagles are up 17-0, it's going to be a fucking rout.
yeah.
Like that and Bill, hey, B.O.B. baby, Bill O'Brien came out, had a game plan, didn't work, went into the fucking locker room, came back out, and they started bombing, started doing their thing. But I'm telling you right now, that offense is going to be able to do what the fuck they want whenever fuck they want. First
The
half,
Philly
second half,
offense?
first quarter, doesn't matter. Yeah. Like any other defensive coordinator is not like we all know Bill Belichick is a wizard. And I feel like the older he gets, the less responsibility he has with the rest of the team because he can't
Yeah,
deal with it anymore. The more he's able to just focus.
on
And
getting
like,
that game plan.
he doesn't have Fat
Defensive game.
Boy around anymore. He doesn't have
Yeah.
Big Beard. He let that dumb trash can go. But thankfully, maybe not. He might end up winning another Super Bowl before he retires at the age of 90. But I honestly don't think there's another defensive coaching staff or a defensive
Yeah.
front that's going to be able to stop Philly like that throughout the
Yeah.
season. They're going to play Dallas twice, and I still feel like that if Dallas lets Philly get up 17, 15, nothing, whatever the fuck it was, that there's no way in fuck it's going to come back close,
Yeah.
except for the Patriots because of what they were able to do on defense. And Bill Belichick's a fucking mastermind, and he shows it all the time.
So that's why I threw them into that little conversation as well, because keep a lookout for that defense. But it's Jets after Week 1, in my opinion, as well. And the next rapid fire question, the only other one I really had for you. I don't want it to be too overreacty, but it's been seeming this way a little bit. Both players fucking balled. Everybody's high on Tyreek's dick right now, but best receiver in the league right now, is it Tyreek or Justin Jefferson? Who you got? Or somebody else. You can obviously go with somebody
Calvin
else.
Ridley.
Do you really believe that?
I do.
If Minnesota called you right
I
now
mean,
and said straight up Jefferson for Ridley, you'd go, I'm keeping Ridley.
yeah, absolutely,
All right.
1,000%.
All right.
All right. So what we saw in Minnesota, Calvin's route tree, all right, look, Justin's route tree isn't that big. He's not able to save Kirk on those extended plays as much. That's when you saw Thielen last year come in. That's when you saw Hawkinson come in at tight end on those extended plays. Just Jefferson's already fucking 80 yards down the fucking field by that time. But no, honestly, I feel like the way we were able to line up Calvin, put him anywhere on the field, I'll take Calvin Ridley. The only receiver I'll take right now over Calvin Ridley is Tyreek Hill. Because he's
Tyreek
Calvin
literally
Ridley on
does
crack.
one thing. He just is
So
12 seconds faster than nobody else.
The only thing I really think Calvin's the fastest receiver on our team. He's faster than Justin. The only thing I give Tyreek is the way. You've never seen this in the league. You've never seen somebody catch the ball, stop, and then go this way. They always catch it and keep running. This motherfucker, every other pass, unless it's a go route, he catch if it's especially the cross routes, he catches it, stops,
faces the defense,
looks around,
yep,
and then and he's gone.
Yeah.
Nobody, Calvin can't do that. But what Calvin does is he gets 10 feet of separation to where he catches it and just keeps going because he knows there's nobody around him. And he has a guy in Trevor Lawrence who has a fucking arm. He doesn't have to. I have to close this fucking door. He doesn't have to fucking lob it to the center of the fucking field like Tua does all the time. Let's lob it and let Tyreek get to the spot. Like I think his hang time is better than most punters on a 15-yard
yeah,
in route.
because he has a dude that can run a 4.0, 4 flat 40.
Yeah, so
dude.
he just kind of lobs it up and he grabs it and he looks around. But Calvin's able to grab that bitch and just keep going. But the way Tyreek's able to just stop and hit that 3-5, whatever extra, like he would have whatever is above. We don't know what's above purple on 2K with the quick first step. He'd
Yeah.
have whatever the fuck that is. Like his first step's ridiculous. So that's probably the only reason I would take Tyreek. But even with Tyreek, like you just said, I don't think his route tree is as big as Calvin. Like Calvin's able to do so much just because anything he does, he's able to get separation. It could be an in, out, corner, post, go. Just everything he does at the line is way faster than anybody else, and it's awesome to see that. That's why I was getting frustrated with those fucking screen passes and trying to have him do that Tyreek stop and go. Just let him go and fucking catch him in stride. Trevor can do it all day long, but Tyreek is probably the only receiver I would take over Calvin right now. I really think Calvin could definitely hit 2,000. Absolutely.
I'd take
The way the
Tyreek.
season's
I'd
going.
take Tyreek over everybody else right now, just because of the cheat code play. Like Mahomes did it, Tua's now done it. No other, not Ridley, not Jefferson, not DK, not any of these other fast guys. Do you see the quarterback go up to the line of scrimmage and go, "Oh shit, it's man coverage and the safety's a little bit too far in the center of the field. Fuck whatever play we just played. Tyreek, go." And it's a money every fucking time because he's just so fast. And
I
like
agree.
you don't have that cheat code in anybody else. Now, like to your point, if you have to say, "Oh shit, now you are double covered, what are you going to do?" Ridley can do some things. But to have that cheat code of, "Oh, they made that mistake one time in the game and shifted that safety too far. It's
All
a
right.
wrap. Let's
All
get
right,
it."
listen. It's third and 3. Calvin's covered, double covered. Tyreek's double covered. Who do you want?
Neither. I'm not throwing it to either of them.
I'm running the ball to
Yeah.
goddamn fucking what was
I
his
want
name?
Tim
God damn
Tebow.
it. No. The Chargers and Jets,
Eckler?
dude. LaDainian Tomlinson.
Oh.
I want LaDainian Tomlinson. But no, 3rd and 3. You gotta pass the ball to one of those two.
If they're double covered, I'm not throwing it to one of those two. I'm
Covered. I
throwing
want
it to
Calvin.
Travis Kelce.
I want Calvin.
I'm throwing it to Travis
I want
Kelce.
Calvin. Because you're gonna throw it to Tyreek 8 yards behind the line and hope he's able to do something.
I wouldn't.
Get some blockers out there.
Who's my quarterback?
Trevor. If Tua your quarterback, you're getting a fucking pick 6. He's double covered.
That's what I'm saying. If it's Tua, it doesn't matter. Because in
Trevor
that
can put it.
situation,
Did you see the one pass to Calvin? Trevor was on the run and he fucking slinged that bitch. There was a safety was coming from the left and the corner that was trailing him was coming in and like they literally and the ball just like
yeah, I didn't see
perfect in
that.
the fucking
Nice.
bro. That shit was nice. That's the one thing. I'll take Trevor over half the maybe
I'm
Matt
glad you're
Stafford
always
5,
so
6
high
years
on your
ago.
teams, but
Josh Allen, if he didn't know how to run the football, I would take his arm. But Trevor's got an arm, dog.
yeah,
Russell
no,
Wilson. Can we tell Russell to hang him up yet? Is it time?
Peyton is ready to tell him. Like he's waiting for the crowd to get behind him, I think, before he benches him. So any other big storylines, not counting the injuries, I'll do those in our prayers up and shout outs, which we're gonna have to start a second part of that thing. But any other big headlines you wanted to cover in the NFL before we kind of get out of here?
Not really. I shouted out the Browns. They did their thing.
Yeah.
How about Garrett Wilson? Whenever they asked him about the Aaron Rodgers injury,
When he said he's sorry,
this
or
can lead
whatever?
us into our shit. Yeah, he's like, "Sorry, kid."
Yeah.
That he's like his
sucks.
heart broke. I was like, "Damn, that does
It's
suck,
hard.
man." But that's the reality of sports.
Yeah, so during our shout out segments, normally we shout out people that did amazing, but we often shout out people that get hurt or have something happen. So big shout out to Aaron Rodgers, man. I don't really like him as a player. I've never really liked him as a player, but I don't know what that is. But
Mike Williams.
oh, but nobody ever wants to see something like that happen. Like the Hard Knocks thing, everybody was talking about how good of a teammate he's becoming and doing. He's buying all in. He's ready to go. And 4 plays in, I think it was 75 seconds or something, he's already out for the rest of the season. So like that really sucks, man. So shout out to Aaron Rodgers. I'm glad he tweeted that he'd be back, all this shit. But I hope he really
I
takes his
hope.
rehab seriously and does his thing because
That's the
that's not the
thing,
way you
dude.
want to go down.
Like that's the thing. People always Like I like nowadays how all these different like football players and basketball players have all these podcasts and platforms and stuff. So we're getting to like all the normal people are being able to hear and understand like how this shit works. Like an Achilles injury when you're 39 years old,
Yeah.
that rehab is not going to be fun. Like there's going to
Nope.
be days he's going to want to go back into a darkness retreat. He's going to want to go do ayahuasca instead of doing rehab. Like it's going to be tough. Like for the 39-year-old, when the you have to teach that whole like that. I don't know if you saw the video of when it popped, but
Yeah.
you got to teach that whole lower leg to be able to take weight again. Like this
Yeah.
calf
Just
isn't
to
doing
even
shit right
bend
now.
your ankle at
Like,
all. Like
bro, it's like it's going to take
you have to
so
learn
much
how to
time.
walk again.
Yeah,
You
and
you
for a
have to literally learn how to
39-year-old,
walk. It's like ugh.
for
But
a
yeah, shout out to
39-year-old,
him.
that's going to be really tough, man. Really tough.
Hopefully he gets it done. Hopefully he does something, even if it's just where he'll like play for a ceremonial down or some shit. I don't care. Just I hope he doesn't end with that play. Like I hope something good happens to him.
Did you see it
Another
too?
what?
He shook his head. He like
Yeah,
shook his head at Rob Saleh and then just sat down. I
yeah,
was like, what the fuck was that? Did he get
yeah.
a DeMar Hamlin?
Dude, it
The
sucks.
fuck?
But another injury shout out, John Rice Plumlee. Me and Seal both have been negative of him in the past, so we're about to have to see what happens when he
Hey,
actually
we're in the
comes
Big
off the
12 now
field.
though.
But he tore his MCL, so he got his foot kind of stuck in the grass when he was trying to slide, and then he
Yeah.
got railed.
Not turf.
But that's fine. But yeah, so he's going to be out at least 4 weeks, which sucks because we have a couple cupcake games. Isn't it cool to be able to call Villanova a cupcake game? We've had
Yeah, it
that
is.
many times, but UCF wouldn't
But
have been able to call them that for a while, but now they
and
are.
also starting in this league, like we've seen, besides Dylan Gabriel being able to throw the fucking lights out, finally, some fucking reason for another team other than UCF. But besides that, like the Big 12 doesn't know how to defend running quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
Like he looked like he was going to be a joker for us. He was going to be somebody that was going to be able to pick up first downs when we shouldn't, extend plays when we shouldn't be able to, and really fill that void. So that's a big letdown. That's probably 2 or 3 wins that we should have guaranteed in the bag just because of his running capability and our
Yeah.
defense. Nobody's really talking about it, but I think our defense is one of the best in
Yeah. The Big
NCAA
12
right
is
now
not known
in
for
Division One.
defense.
Like
So,
it's
yeah.
yeah, like it's locked down. Gus is on his shit with that. Unfortunately, he's not on play calling on the offensive side, but yeah, it seems like that's going to be a big loss just from the first 2 games. What John Rice was able to do, it's gonna suck. But yeah, we were 2 guys that were really shitty on him. That Kent State game, I was like, hey boy, keep doing what you've been doing. This is better than the AAC for some reason. It's working
Right.
way better than it did
It
in the other
works now.
conference.
Well, now I
Yeah,
think
and
his
then
name's
that's
Tommy
what was able to will
McLean.
us, honestly.
Timmy McLean is his name. He's a redshirt sophomore, so it's Timmy time. Um, we'll get to see what he's all about. I should have asked Eddie before the podcast how Timmy McLean is, but it's Timmy McLean time. So hopefully he's good. But Villanova should be pretty easy.
Hopefully, we're able to get it going. We don't have Bowser.
We have
It's going to
an
be a
okay
heavy.
running game though, and we have that big ass fucking. Have you seen the big quarterback slash running back, the Wildcat dude?
No.
What's his name? Jordan McDonald that comes in.
Oh, he played Kent State goal line guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we'll have
looks like a tight
him.
end.
Yeah, we'll have him for weird little like those Tim Tebow back when he was a freshman and Chris Leak was the quarterback with those Tim Tebow packages. We're gonna have that guy, which is cool.
And this is going to be a big audition game. I feel like for like what they're going to try to do for the rest of the season. I highly doubt this Timmy guy is going to be. I mean, we got to remember John Rice Plumlee was an Ole Miss SEC fucking wide receiver. He was
Yeah.
a SEC baseball player. He's an athlete. This guy can get hit. He's down to get hit. Not a lot of these quarterbacks in college can. We saw Anthony Richardson first day in the pros. Welcome to the NFL. Gardner Minshew in, you're out for the rest of the game because you thought you could get hit. Like it's not
Yeah.
good, easy to do. These Big 12 defenses will hit you I feel like that's why John Rice Plumlee was such a weapon because he was so shifty. He was either able to get down or extend for another 5 yards and bounce it out outside, get out of bounds. And the new rules, the clock doesn't stop, which is stupid
It's
as
so
fuck to
weird.
me still.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. Even when you get pushed back, nope, not within 2 minutes. It's so
Yeah.
dumb. But yeah, it's going to be a big test because I really don't think there's a quarterback in the Big 12 that's going to be able to take the lickings that John Rice Plumlee did. So it's going to be a completely new offense, and this is going to be a great audition because if Villanova gets more than 2 field goals, 6 points, it's going to be a letdown. So our offense should be able to go out there and try any and everything that they want to try to switch up, try to set a precedence on, try to become the norm outside of John Rice Plumlee. This is a great bounce back, like you said. Next week isn't a cupcake, I don't think.
Next week
But the
is
two
Villanova. So it's
no,
uh
not Villanova.
no, after Villanova,
Yeah,
after
Villanova.
Villanova, we get started, bro. It's at Kansas State, then Baylor,
Yeah.
then at Kansas, at Oklahoma. We get ramped
Well,
up quick.
yeah,
So
the way Kansas State's playing too, it could be a cupcake.
at
Um,
Kansas State is always tough though.
but
But
I mean, Kansas is averaging like 5,000 fans right now, and nobody's high up on them even at their campus. So I'm
not
not
Kansas,
too
Kansas
worried.
State. Kansas State is
Oh,
they got good fans. They're fucking
oh,
hard to
the
play. The
purple
Wildcats. Yeah.
guys, K-State.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
the
good.
people that took our boy from us.
Yeah, Kansas won't
Ha ha
be
ha
as
ha. He
hard,
was a late second round pick.
but K-State is good. Um But yeah, so shout out to those two guys. Hopefully they come back from injury pretty
Even then,
not
K-State,
quickly.
what are they gonna do? Put up 30 on us? Yeah, right. I dare you.
They might. I mean, they just run all the fucking time, which is actually good for when you have a backup quarterback because that means he doesn't have
Our
to be on the field.
linebackers, I think our linebackers are just as fast as they were in 2018. Oh yeah, that's when we won the national championship.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's exciting. But let's get to a good shout out. You got a good shout out, other than Calvin Ridley, who apparently you are just in love with right now. But
Oh,
a good shout
I
out.
love him to death.
He
Let me
fumbled
shout
though.
out David Bakhtiari. He's back. Talk about a guy who's went through some shit. Talk about an offensive lineman who had to repair his whole knee. Talk about a guy who played the whole season last year. Came out week 1 trying to play, played a series, wasn't able to play. Fast forward a year, this man's flicking off the fans pre-snap and then dogging the team into a win. David Bakhtiari is a dog. He's the epitome of a dog. He's literally the reason I still like the Packers. If he was to get traded to the Jets, I wouldn't give 2 fucks. I don't care about Jordan
Right.
Love. I love Bakhtiari. He's a guy I talk about him all the time on the podcast during football season. Sucked that I lost him last year, but he's back. He's doing his thing. But can you imagine a guy who is naturally maybe 210 pounds and has to beef up to 260, 270, and then loses his knee, has to stay that weight and build? He can't lose the weight. He can't go to 210 and build his knee back up and then just get fat again. He has to stay fat the whole time during rehab. We both know during rehab, that's probably the time you're going to gain a lot of weight. Stayed up playing weight, stayed up playing shape, repaired his knee, and now dude's back being one of the best guards in the league again, and also being able to flip off the fans pre-snap. If that's not a guy that you want to imitate his character, if that's not a guy that you want to try to build yourself on with his workouts, with the way he carries himself, he doesn't give 2 fucks about what people think about him. He doesn't care that Aaron is gone. He doesn't care that half the team are with the Jets now. He just knew he had to go through the offseason all season long last year and repair that knee and grind and get that shit together. We talked about it at the beginning. These rehabs aren't fun. They're not fun whatsoever for a guy who should be about 60 pounds less than he really is to be able to go out and repair his leg. That guy's the dog, and that's somebody that everybody can look up to and find what's the word? This is why I need to take that brain shit from Joe Rogan.
I don't know what word
On
you're
it.
trying.
You
Inspiration.
can find the courage and the ability to keep going. Inspiration, yeah. Find the inspiration, keep going, and get through whatever you're going through. And be a stud, not a scrub. Cut.